when I got to the parking lot and saw the ocean of police officers, it was pretty clear that something very ominous had happened.
This was not supposed to happen, not to him, and not like this.
He was charismatic and good-looking and personable, so that also intensified the reaction.
And for her, the motel clerk just working a shift in the middle of the afternoon.
Very nice lady, did her job very well, and it's just a horrible shame that she got killed like that.
A vicious crime nearly 26 years ago in the small Westchester County village of Elmsford.
Nobody forgets when something like this happens.
No, nobody forgets.
With a connection to an infamous cold case in Manhattan no one saw coming.
We hoped all the attention that that murder would get would rally the resources of the NYPD.
It all started here. It's now a days inn, but back in 1995, it was the old Saw Mill River Motel. And on that afternoon in September at about 4 o'clock, there was a robbery. Robert Williams is the mayor of Elmsford.
And when they arrived, they found 2 people shot. One was a hotel clerk that was working. When they realized the second one that was shot was it's the midnight clerk. 2
motel clerks murdered, shot in the head. 50-year-old Kay Proppenpaj, she'd linger in a coma for 5 years before dying from her injuries. And Jon Weaver, the midnight clerk. He wasn't even supposed to be there.
And I received a call from his wife asking where he was.
Nick Brandi is the senior editor of Westchester Magazine, and he and Jon Weaver were close friends.
Let me tell you something, this is as good as it gets.
This video from a vacation on a lake all those years ago, that's John in the lime green shirt.
How you doing?
We thought that we would get some answers quickly, but they never came.
He says Weaver had randomly stopped in to cash his check at the motel that day, likely to get a haircut before a planned date with his wife.
Many of us who were close with John to this day have not gotten over it. I certainly haven't, and I don't think I ever will.
About $400 was missing from the register. There were no witnesses, no fingerprints, no modern-day surveillance cameras or cell phone records. A check of the guest logs didn't provide any answers. The motel along the Saw Mill River Parkway offering an easy escape.
Right off the parkway, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not yet rush hour, so with a straight shot to New York, to Manhattan, where you could lose yourself.
Investigators have always believed it was a botched robbery. With few leads, the case went cold. Until 6 months later, something completely unexpected.
Greenwich Village got a shock.
A shocking murder of famed 2nd Avenue deli owner Abe Liebwall, shot and killed on his way to make a bank deposit with the same .25 caliber semi-automatic handgun used in the motel murders.
We had renewed hope that what happened with Abe would get us somewhere with the perpetrator.
That gun, found partially disassembled in Central Park 3 days after Liebwall's murder. A promising clue, but though ballistics linked the 2 killings, it never led to any suspects. To this day, both cases remain unsolved.
Imagine you having a loved one that got killed in a horrible crime like this, and you never know what happened, and you never got the bad guy. You know, we're just all hoping that it does come to closure and the families get to rest a little bit better.
Jon Weaver's brother was the police chief in nearby Terrytown. He called detectives regularly, hoping to find answers, until his own death in 2004. Rewards are still being offered in both the motel murders and the shooting death of Abe Liebwall. Dan Bowens, Fox 5 News.
Wow, and if you want to hear more on this case and other Tape Room episodes, go to Apple Podcast and search the Tape Room Podcast.